as a community college instructor in the Southwest, we had an organizational meeting at the beginning of every semester, and the head of our department would often give us the updates on information that was necessary for our employment, professional meetings, and technology issues, whatever, late opening sections. And she said to us at this meeting how upset she was because a few people had quit. And she said I had to go to our other campuses in town slave trading to fill those positions. And I looked at everyone, you know, sitting around me, slave trading? We're called slaves now. And everyone was sitting just stiff, you know, and they weren't looking to the side, or they didn't giggle, they didn't respond to that slave. And she used the term a couple times, and slave trading is really annoying that I have to do at the last minute.
When you were referred to as a group, as slaves, nobody else reacted?
Nobody reacted, and I never could get over that.
How did you feel?
Like a slave, you know. Didn't feel good, I'll tell you that.
But you kept working then?
I had no option not to. We needed the money. And, you know.
How much money was at stake?
Oh, in those days it might have been $1,700 per course at that institution for a 3-hour credit course.
And it was one course that you were teaching for?
I was teaching 2 or 3. I don't remember which. Usually it was 2 at that institution.
And you couldn't afford to lose the goodwill of the person who...
No, because it was an ongoing, I had been there, and generally I had courses. Again, at institutions like community colleges, I'm sure the one I was at is not unique. Classes, you're hired, but you have no knowledge that you're actually going to teach until they get 15 students. Your class will be canceled the last day, so you never know.
Do you think that the attitude that this person expressed by saying, oh, I have to engage in slave trading to fill my classes, without using that particular term, do you think that that's, in your experience, is that a feeling shared by other people in her position?
I would imagine so. Some people defended her and said, well, she's just more honest than the others, and she has a sense of humor, and meant it to be funny, but I didn't think it was very funny. You know. Yeah, but I think that may be true. Maybe the others all think that. I wouldn't doubt it. So I talked to an administrative secretary in the department about some unrelated issue, and I was still upset later that day. And this woman said back to me, oh, I hate language like that. I quit a position when they started using language like that to me. And I hung up and I thought, I don't have the luxury of doing that.
Can I ask you what you make per course now?
It depends where I'm at. It's closer to high 3,000 something, closer to 4,000 at the bigger degree granting institution, and it's about 2,000 per class.
How many courses per year do you teach?
Well, I don't know. It's hard to remember because sometimes, you know, I had them and I lost them, but probably 4.
4 per year? So your annual, estimate your annual income from teaching?
No, probably $12,000.
Do you do anything else to supplement that?
I paint. I'm a painter, and that doesn't bring in that much, but I'm a second income.
So you earn about $12,000 a year from teaching. And have you ever taken public assistance?
No. I had one experience that I hope it won't be too traceable because we are, you know, worried about our own visibility. But this semester I had again a cancellation at one of the places I taught because of enrollment and didn't quite make it. So I was going to the other one in town to get some, you know, some sections that might open up. And first he turned me down and said, oh, gee, I'm sorry, I have no courses. Then he sent me a second email offering me this book of creative writing that he wrote, and it would be autographed if I gave him $15 or whatever. And it, you know, I didn't know how to respond. Well, there's words for that. I'm not going to supply them here on this tape. This semester at a more degree, I you know, go to various places. I teach at a couple places, and this one is a degree granting institution, and I had a lot of run-ins with the people that were in the room before me, and one was the head of another language department. He was already 5 minutes over, all the students had left, and I guess he sensed I was an adjunct, and he said, do you know who I am? And I said, no. And he said, I'm the head of the so-and-so department. I'm going to report you to the head of your department. And he was overdue time. All I needed to do was to stick my little DVD in, and he made this big issue that so much that my students were embarrassed for me. And
So he humiliated you.
He humiliated me on purpose, yeah.
What are you, Antonioni or something?